It's good to see you. I'm Christy-Faith. I am here to answer any and all homeschooling questions you might have for me. Hi, everybody. Oh, Kim's here. Hi. I just put a notification in Thrive that I'm going live, and I love it when my ladies come and hang out with me. It's a wonderful Sunday night. You know what I did today? Well, one, I worked, but two, I cleaned the duvet and the duvet cover. And so I'm going to be slipping into such a clean, crispy bed tonight. I'm so excited. Welcome everybody to my live tonight. I am Christy-Faith, a homeschool author, speaker, podcaster. Thank you so much. Hi, it's good to see you guys. Yay. It's wonderful to have you here tonight. I'm here to answer any and all of your homeschooling questions, academic questions. I've been in education for over 20 years. I have read thousands of IEPs. I used to advise A-listers and billionaires on the educational decisions and choices for their children. And I had a deconstruction regarding the school system and have never looked back. We are all in on the homeschooling. And so what I've done is I've taken my expertise and everything that I learned, and I have just transferred it to the homeschool space where I teach you guys how to homeschool, how to get the most successful homeschool day possible each and every day, how to give your kids what they need, how you can get what you need, and really enjoy this life. Because it really can be incredible. At the same time, it's pretty serious, right? Because who feels the weight? Let me know if you feel the weight on your shoulders of, wow, I've taken my kids, I'm now responsible for their education. I can't give that to someone else anymore. And if something goes wrong, I can't blame a teacher or anything like that. So I keep declining people that want to co-host with me. No, we're not going to co-host tonight. And there are people I don't know. So that's okay. Welcome, everybody. You can ask your questions. We are on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube tonight. We have aggregated all the comments. We have a first question here. What is it?
Jacqueline over on Instagram. We are homeschooling, but what do you think about classical Christian private school versus homeschool?
Yeah, so it really depends on the classical Christian school. I have one very, very close to my house, a well-respected private classical Christian school. Here's the thing about that is that we taught kids, a lot of kids, from both private schools and public schools. And the reason why I homeschool, and I had a friend once tell me, oh, you know, I'm sending my kid to this school, so we're basically homeschooling. And I kind of just dropped it. I didn't really go there because there's certain aspects of group learning and the school environment that is not conducive to how kids learn, right? So you're sacrificing a lot if you put your kids in a private school. I've done a video on this before. Like, what about private schools? Aren't they just as good as homeschool? Well, number one, you can't customize curriculum. You have to go with what they are doing, whether it fits for your kid or not. The benefits of homeschooling is that we can not only adapt the curriculum we're using, but we can actually use different curricula with different kids in our own household and mix and match and do different things. We also have freedom, wonderful freedom. We know that it does not take 7 hours a day to educate a child. And so, but you know what? What you're never going to get from me is you're never going to get shaming or judgmentalism. I'm just going to shoot straight. I also have concerns with the disorder of peer orientation when it comes to even private schools. This is why we can very well send all of our children to literally the private Christian school right there that's classical. And I'm classical. I'm classical in Charlotte Mason. Those are my leanings. But we choose not to because of the research that we have read. We want the freedom. We want the customizability. We want to avoid peer orientation. It's very hard to avoid that when your kid is mainstreamed in a school. So, but, you know, I don't know your particular situation. And so, but those are my thoughts. And you also are dealing with a lot of bureaucracy, red tape. I'd never enjoyed that, both when I was a teacher and then when I worked with teachers and administration, when I was now private working with them. It's kind of a headache. I also prefer to have a little bit more influence over my kids' social interactions. So, for example, we have the ability to limit exposure to certain peers that we don't really want our kid around, to arrange extra time with other children. When your kid is mainstreamed in a school, you don't have that choice. You're giving up a lot on the socialization front. Yeah, you're not handing your kid over to the government anymore, and you're handing your kid over to maybe a philosophy that you believe in. But keep in mind, this is still a structure. Now, this is what I will say. You mentioned a classical Christian school. Most classical Christian schools are not using accredited curriculum, but a lot of Christian schools in our country are. In fact, one of the main things that they talk about when they are selling parents on their school is all of our teachers are accredited and we're using accredited curriculum. And I just sit back and laugh at that because the point for me is to not be doing that, to not be, it's like, what exactly are you paying for? But you are paying for certain things. You are paying for certain benefits when you do have your kid in a private Christian school. There are a lot of motivations for doing it, even other than academics themselves, but I'll go ahead and stop there. And we got those kids into those really rigorous Christian schools. We helped get them in, test prepped them, and did all that stuff. So,
Baker says,
hi, Kim.
I'm feeling it right now.
What are you feeling?
I don't know what she's feeling.
What are you feeling, Kim? Do you need to DM me in Thrive? Hey, didn't I ask you? Did you check your DM, Kim? Because on Friday, didn't I ask you to do something that I will not say publicly in front of thousands of people right now? Okay, thank you, Kim. All right. Did you hear that swallow? Sorry. Now I'm all paranoid about people hearing my swallows and in a mic because I have a really good mic now. I up-leveled my mic. Do we have any questions?
Yeah. What's the difference between a micro school and what is that?
Pod?
I think so, pod, yeah.
Oh, did she not know?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's lots of names for the different types of homeschool arrangements. You can have a co-op, you can have a micro school, you can have a pod, you can have an academy, you can have all sorts of things. The definitions are extremely fluid. It really depends on how it's structured. What I will say is, generally speaking, a co-op involves parent involvement. Even if the co-op is paid, even though if you have to pay to be in it, it still requires the parent to volunteer and be there the whole time. Often when you get into the realm of enrichment days, pods, micro schools, and things like that, we're more kind of going into the realm of drop-off programs as an assistance to your homeschooling. So maybe you're doing a micro school twice a week, for example, or maybe it's every morning and then you're coming home and then you're homeschooling the rest. Well, I hope not though, because homeschooling should be done by lunch, in my opinion. So, but that's kind of how we define and have fluid definitions. Hey, I want to know where you guys are from. I want to know how you're feeling in your homeschool. Are there any subjects right now that you're dreading tomorrow? You're like, I don't want to do this. Christy, help me figure out do I need to scrap this curriculum? Do I need to adapt it? We're coming on the new year. Should I just call it quits with this particular curriculum? I also want to know if you're in here and you're homeschool curious and you're kind of peeking around on homeschool TikTok or homeschool Instagram and you're thinking, maybe I want to pull my kid out for the new year. I want to know who you are. If you just would categorize yourself as open to homeschooling or homeschool curious, please let me know also that's so weird. Why is it telling me to swipe? I don't know why. You guys can see me, right? On TikTok? Okay. Yes. Oh, Brianna. Hey friend, 7-year homeschooling, tackling 6th grade, and it's feeling like a mess. Girl, is this your first 6th grader? And are you in Thrive? Because you need to be in the teen office hours. If you are, because we talk a lot about the hormones in there. Yes. Is it going to snow tonight, Kayla? Is it going to snow? Yeah.
Mishi, I have a 2-year-old and 5-year-old, homeschool curious from Maryland.
Yay! Can we give her a hug? Homeschool Curious. I love it. So if you're homeschool curious, grab my ebook. It's small. It's a 23-page ebook on how to homeschool. It's the 10 steps. It's completely free. Please grab that tonight. Another one is if you don't know your homeschooling style, there are 9 homeschooling styles. You've heard of Montessori, maybe. You've heard of classical. You've heard of Charlotte Mason. You've heard of unit studies. There are 9 different homeschool pedagogies, which is just a fancy word for homeschooling styles. If you don't know yours, you should. And it really helps you figure out what curriculum to buy. So while you're on this live tonight, go ahead and go to my page. Take the 5-minute quiz. It's only 5 minutes. Take the quiz and come back and tell me what you came out as in terms of your homeschooling style. I would love, love, love to know.
Alma says, I would like to focus more on the main core subjects and also teach entrepreneurship skills.
Okay, good.
Is this possible?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That'd be wonderful. In fact, I did a masterclass on, the fancy word is on creating an autodidact. I did it in September. And by the way, if you join Thrive, you have access to all of our past masterclasses. So if I ever mention anything and you're like, oh, I wish I was in Thrive for that, if you join Thrive, you can watch the masterclasses. They sit there in the library and you have access to all of them. But I talked about how beneficial entrepreneurial skills are going to be for our kiddos' future because we can't even fathom the jobs that they're going to have. And so how do we prepare kids for a workplace that we actually can't even fathom? And the way you do it is you give them really great soft skills and entrepreneurial skills. So I love your approach. I love it. And I think it's going to be great. And I think you'll be highly successful doing that. Everyone give her a little clap. And Kristen, no, I can't see you. I see your comment, but I can't see you.
Brianna, we're piecing together curriculum to hit all subjects, but it's feeling so chaotic.
Yeah.
Any top picks?
Yeah, so I have a free curriculum recommendations download. It's stuff that I like, that is reputable, that generally people really like. It is a free download. You can go grab it right now. You should. There are so many curriculum recommendations on there, but what I did is I broke it down by subject. So like, here are my favorite all-in-one programs. Here are my favorite programs for history. Here are my favorite programs for science. And then you can just look at it. But sometimes I agree with you. It is really hard when you piecemeal everything together. Most of us are like that in Thrive, though. We're not really the all-in-one package girlies. It's not that we don't buy from those places. I do, but I buy classes from those places. I don't buy the whole entire curriculum. And it's because of my personal style. It's how I want to teach certain things. Also, all my kids are different learners, and so it's just how we do things. It can get tricky, but there are ways to streamline it. So like, for example, in Thrive, we have sample schedules that you can download, and we made them editable. So you can download those sample schedules and even plug in your own. That's part of one of the things that we offer in Thrive too. Yeah.
Stacy Peliazari on Instagram. Hi, Christy from Canada.
Hello. So let me know, do we have Thrive people in here tonight? Make yourself known. Say hi to the mamas who are in here. If you, I just want you to know that, can I say what's coming up? Yeah. Okay, so starting this Wednesday, we are starting our really huge Black Friday sale for Thrive Homeschool Community. So I'm going to tell you not to join tonight. Definitely get on my mailing list. You can do that. You can even just click, if you don't want one of my downloads, you can just click on get on the mailing list so that you get an email that will get you a link so you can join Thrive for the lower price, but we do not put Thrive on sale. There are 2 sales a year. There is the Black Friday sale, and then we have a friends and family sale in the late spring. So now is the time, but don't join tonight. You should wait till Wednesday because that's when the better pricing is going to pop up. Is anyone interested in joining Thrive and wants to learn more? Let me know because I can answer questions tonight. But if you go to the Thrive page, it will give you tons and tons of information. You'll know within 30 seconds if you need it. And we're not for everybody. I will say that. Yes.
Erin, who is in Thrive.
My Erin?
Yeah.
Oh.
She said, my friend is pulling her kids this week. I sent her your socials.
Yes.
And she's been binging your content.
Yay. Okay. So tell her don't join Thrive until Wednesday when that goes live.
Yeah.
For sure.
Montessori, interest-led, traditional.
Oh, I love that. Montessori, interest-led, traditional. That's awesome. I actually have a couple curricula options in mind that would be a really good fit for somebody like you. That's a unique mix. I like that a lot. Make sure to grab my download of free curriculum recommendations.
Sierra, I have a 3-year-old. What's your advice on getting a head start?
So I love this question. I absolutely love it because our 3-year-olds are they love life. They love the world. They're curious. They're happy. They just think everything's awesome. And we want to keep that. We want to keep that sense of wonder as long as possible. So I'm going to encourage you guys with littles. Anyone in here with littles? 2 to 4.5, 2 to 5. Let me know if you have that in your house tonight, because I'm going to give you some words of encouragement regarding homeschooling. Number 1, if you're feeling overwhelmed by even the thought of it, I want you to know that when you're homeschooling a preschooler, it's literally an hour a day. It's an hour or less, and not even at the same time. It's all about play, imagination, giving those seeds of loving story. So you're building the building blocks of literacy, early counting, all of it done with play. I cannot emphasize enough, play, play, play. But you can have skillful play and you can have directed play. What I will say is free yourself now. You know those people that brag about their 2-year-old that's reading, or my whatever-year-old can do this and can do that? I want you to know tonight, right this second, that is not healthy, okay? It's not healthy to brag about your kid to other people. We don't want to do that. But number 2 is that we want them, studies have shown that an academic preschool is not healthy for children who are in the preschool age range. It actually ends up backfiring later because they get burnt out and they start hating school earlier than they did if they weren't basically given a feast to fall in love with learning. We want to keep that love of learning alive as long as possible. Now, I want to say this for those of you mamas in Thrive, because we're helping you solve problems every single day in Thrive. And you're thinking, well, today my kid did not love learning. Okay, you can have a love of learning and not necessarily love the particular task that you're on. Or you can grow in certain subjects that you don't necessarily enjoy because they're harder. It doesn't mean that you don't love learning, though. And that's something that we always want to pursue in our kids. So, okay.
We got Team Pridgeton on
Okay.
Instagram, homeschooling a 2nd grader and a 4-year-old.
Oh.
And Katie Finch right there too. I have a 2.5-year-old and a 4.5-year-old.
Oh, nice. Oh, you're in the thick of it. You can do those ones with those littles that are close in age, like 2 years apart. You can do those kiddos together. Yeah. Awesome. Yes.
Kendra, we watch videos, dance, and play.
I love it. I know. Is that my Kendra?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Lots of them.
Yes. And everyone say hi to Kendra. She is in Thrive. She just had a baby, but she is in Thrive, and she was a teacher of a special ed classroom, and she encourages all of the mamas in there who have kiddos with special needs. In fact, she did this beautiful post last year, and I still have it pinned in Thrive because it's incredibly encouraging. And it says, if your child has special needs, read this. And I keep it up there because it's such a powerful encouragement. So say hi to Kendra. We love Kendra. She's one of our founding members.
6, 4, and 2.
6, 4.
And a 4-month-year-old.
6, 4, 2, and a 4-month-old.
With Down syndrome.
Okay, awesome.
So much learning outside.
Yeah.
And it has helped tremendously.
Oh, I just love that. I love that. You're going to love the podcast episode that is coming out this week because she said she does tons of learning outside. It's Rachel Tidd talking about taking reading and math outside. It's an entire episode on taking learning outside. So make sure to hit your notifications so that you know when that podcast episode drops.
Carly says, will Thrive go on sale again soon?
No.
Thrive go on sale again soon?
No, we do Black Friday and then we don't do it again until basically like the end of spring. So it does not go on sale. We don't like do all these types of saley things. We don't do that. So it's just it's a lot of work. So just twice a year. So if you're interested or if you've been on the fence, now would be the time.
Amanda says, can't wait for that episode.
Yay! I know, Amanda, it's going to be so good. Let me take a sip.
Alma says, I have a high schooler in 9th grade, 6th grader, 2nd grader, kinder, and a pre-K.
Oh!
Can I teach all of them together?
Okay, name the ages.
Okay, well, 9th grade.
9th grade.
Probably 14, 15.
Okay. Oh, yeah, just name the grades. Sorry about that, babe. I made Scott do math for a second.
9th grade, 6th grade, 2nd, kinder, pre-K.
Okay, second kinder pre-K, yes. 6th grader, 9th grader, 6th grader, probably some subjects together, but I want that 6th grader really working and the 9th grader separately working on their rhetoric, their essays. Of course, they're going to be in grade leveled math. With that 9th grader, if you are a college-bound homeschooler, you're starting to look at requirements for colleges. But there is a lot of combining that you can do. I have an age gap myself, and so I combine my little ones, and then my older one does a lot alone, but is welcome to join. And we still do history all together as a family. We still do that. That is possible to do. But with those little, of course, teaching reading, that's going to be separate, right? But I do think that you can do some things in a really creative way. But we want to make sure that we are fulfilling any requirements that we have to for colleges at the same time. So that's something to consider. Yes. Next question.
Carolyn, how do you handle homeschooling twins but building their independence from each other?
I know. Oh my goodness. Does this person know me? Was this person in my homeschool last week? You know I have twins, right? Oh man. Okay, so homeschooling twins is quite a thing. And so there is always that comparison, and we try to avoid it, but it's just the reality. Like so-and-so finished this page faster than so-and-so. What we have done to help, and by the way, my twins could not be more different. They are literally, you know how Kathy Cook does the 8 smarts? I feel like they have the opposite smarts, and they are brilliant and wonderful and sweet and amazing. And I love how different they are, but they are not, the same things do not come naturally. So that actually can cause quite a bit of tension in our household. So for example, I had our piano teacher teach them out of different books. That was one thing that I did. So that was never even a consideration. I have my twins in 2 different math programs, which I can talk about math programs too, because I'm supposed to tonight. Because this live is brought to you by CTC Math, which is a program that I love for math. And some of the subjects, because I don't think total avoidance is healthy either. It was a lot to have it with every subject. So I am working on the comparison and working through that emotionally. So the twins are in the same spelling. I do that together with them, and they are in the same grammar program as well. And we just deal with that comparison in those contexts. They're also in the same writing program. That doesn't seem to matter so much because their essays are always so different at the end of the week. But my answer to you is that you have, at least for me, what I can tell you is what seems to be working for me with twins is that being mindful, but also a little bit of containment as to what you can emotionally handle in a day, because I want you to be regulated and enjoying this life. And if every single subject is a battle, then changes need to be made. So that is how I do it. How do you do it? I'd love to know if any of you guys have twins and if you have faced this as well, and some tips and tricks, or maybe you have two kiddos that are really close in age, so you're having them do the same curriculum. I'd love to know how that's going for you guys. Yes.
Katie, did you choose to homeschool before your child started school or after?
Yes, before. So we've been in education for over 20 years. We had a boutique learning center and consulting firm in Los Angeles where we taught the kids of A-listers and billionaires. I'm an older mother, so I had an entire career. I ran that company with Scott before I even had kids. And we kind of had our awakening in the latter years of owning that business, and we knew we didn't want to participate in the system anymore. Actually, our kind of deconstruction of the school system, which if you're curious about knowing my story, that book is what I wrote. And in the first chapter, I talk about what happened, and it led us to sell our company and move states. Actually, we did it for homeschooling. So if you're curious about a little bit of my journey, please grab my book. Has anyone read my book on the live? I'd love to know if you have read my book and what you enjoyed about it. I think at different stages of homeschooling, different parts of my book resonate. A lot of the mamas in Thrive enjoy my deschooling chapter. A lot of homeschool curious mamas enjoy my chapter on socialization. I kind of go for the jugular on that one. So if you are getting any pushback or expecting any pushback during the holidays at holiday family gatherings on socialization, grab my book, read chapter 7, and girl, you got this. So, oh, thank you. Yes. Has anyone gone to the Thrive page yet while you're on this live to check it out? Make sure not to hit that join. But I'm curious if any of you poked around there, and if you are curious about what Thrive Homeschool Community is and how we are, there isn't anything like it that combines this academic advising, growth mindset, parenting, academic excellence, mentoring, healthy community, support group vibe. Those were a lot of adjectives right there, but would you agree with those ladies in Thrive? Would you agree with that's what it is? I think so. And our master classes are phenomenal. This master class on Wednesday is going to be on spelling, which that can be a nut to crack for a lot of people, because you can have a kid who reads really well but still can't spell, and you're like, why? Or you have them in the best spelling curriculum on the market, or maybe you've tried 5 of the really good phonics spelling curricula and it's still not working. Well, this Wednesday's masterclass is going to be for you. So, and by the way, the sale will have started. So you could join, right? Could they join Wednesday morning and still be there? Okay, good. Yeah. Oh, but they're on in the library anyway. So, but we do them live, which is really fun. Yes. Another question.
Michelle, I feel coaches judge me even at extracurricular activities because we homeschool.
Mm-hmm.
Advice.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're curious about if people are judging you or not, they are. So, and they're gossiping about you too. So that's rough. That's rough because there is a double standard in our society. So let me give you the perfect example is someone will see a 14-year-old at a mall who's super awkward, and they won't really think anything of it, or, oh, the apple falls far from the tree. Maybe their parents are awkward too, or whatever, right? But as soon as someone finds out that a 14-year-old kid at the mall is homeschooled, it's automatically because they're homeschooled, right? So there's a couple things that I want to encourage you guys on. And I filmed an episode with Marnie and Denise. We just filmed it this past Saturday morning. It's airing in the coming, after this Wednesday's episode on the podcast, it's the next one. We are doing a hour-long episode on how to navigate the holidays, but we do a deep dive on this, on feeling judged. So make sure to listen to that podcast episode because it's awesome. If you guys don't follow me on the podcast, make sure to go on any platform that you like to podcast on and click for notifications so you get notified when an episode drops. And they drop every Wednesday. But, okay, so we often feel judged out in places for two reasons. We feel judged simply for our parenting style. And that has nothing necessarily to do with homeschooling. In fact, there was an article. Do I have it? Hold on. Yes, I do. You guys, this is your lucky night. Okay, a New York Times article. Researchers asked 475 mothers of children up to the age of 5 across the United States about feeling judged for their parenting skills. 61% felt that they had been judged, with the most criticism coming from folks within their own family. I would love to know, do you guys on this live, how many of you guys feel judged for your parenting? Not necessarily homeschooling, but the parenting. So another survey of parents of toddlers revealed that 9 in 10 parents across the board feel judged. It was 90% of moms feel judged and 85% of dads feel judged. And almost half of them say they feel judged all the time or nearly all the time. Yes, right? And so here's the deal, is that we are intentionally parenting different than how we were parented. A lot of us are. I know I am. And there have been movements in parenting that are more conscious, that are really healthy and are honoring more to who our kiddos are. And so the authoritarian style of do this because, or you'll get spanked, that's not really resonating. A lot of us were raised that way and it didn't really work. And we don't want to raise our kids that way either. So the first thing I want to say is you probably are being judged. And I also want to say that is okay. That is their prerogative. Judgy people, I don't know if you guys know this, but judgy people are judging themselves too. Like it's kind of an inward reflection on them. And I would say if you're in that situation, it depends how bad it is and to what extent, but I wouldn't necessarily put up with it. Oh, here, let me decline this. I wouldn't necessarily put up with with a coach judging you like that. Now, let me ask you, are you happy with how your children are behaving during the sports? Because that's another thing. Like, is parenting something that you feel like it's an area that you need to grow in? Do you wish your kids were acting a different way at the sports? Because that's something to really look into as well. We have Marnie Love in Thrive Homeschool Community, and she's a certified parenting coach with Connected Families. She's on every office hours with me, and I just love her message. Her message is about connection. It's about that foundational piece of first we need to ask ourselves what's going on in me, and we need to make sure that our kids always know that we are the safest place they could possibly be. And actually behavior issues or misbehavior tends to be mitigated when we are deeply connected with our kiddos and there is less conflict. And so the reason why I have a certified parenting coach in Thrive Homeschool Community is because parenting and homeschooling is so interconnected. And I knew that if I was going to be able to successfully coach mamas with their homeschooling, so much of it was going to also be parenting combined and all intertwined with it. And we are all on this growth plan together. That's what I love about Thrive is we all come to the group with a sense of humility. You're never talked at, told what to do. We all have been there and we feel you deeply. A lot of times on office hours, we're emotional, we're crying, we're getting to some really amazing deep stuff and growing together. So that was a long-winded.
Yeah,
a lot of people feel judged.
A lot of feedback. Yeah, Calto says, I've stopped visiting family because of nonstop comments.
Yep. Good for you. Good for you. You're going to love the podcast episode that I do with Marnie and Denise. By the way, who are Marnie and Denise? Marnie and Denise are mentors in Thrive with me, and they are on all the office hours with me. And so I asked them to do a podcast episode based on how to navigate tense holiday gatherings as a homeschool family. And we talk about a spectrum. I wanted to split it up between the tension. So is it kind of low, medium, or high? When does it start to veer into the realm of narcissistic abuse where you have to set strong boundaries? How do we prepare our kids going into some of these environments? So you will if you guys don't listen to my podcast, you got to, because it is such a wealth of information. I loved filming that with them. It's going to be an amazing episode. Are you guys looking forward to that episode? And we're dropping it before you have to go to Thanksgiving, and lots of tangible tips, tricks, and strategies. If you know me, you know I am not a girl who likes platitudes. I don't even like churches where pastors just are all fluff. Yes, we have to talk about the abstract, but abstract's kind of useless if we don't have tangible takeaways. And okay, it's like, all right, I see your point, Christy, but what do I do next? I am always in my mind as I'm coaching you guys, asking myself, okay, here's that deschooling piece. Now, how does this play out tangibly in my day-to-day? How do I actually implement this? And that's kind of our obsession in there. Okay. Let me take a sip of coffee.
This is Natalie, Chloe. Advice on talking to my pediatrician about my recent decision to homeschool my 5-year-old on the spectrum.
Yes. So are you scared? Has your pediatrician made comments regarding his or her feelings about homeschoolers in the past?
She's on TikTok.
Okay. Oh, you're on TikTok. Hi. Has your my hair doesn't look good. My hair looks better on Instagram than on TikTok. Oh, Jules, you're so sweet. I want the woman's answer about the pediatrician before I move on. There was something else that I was going to share. Okay, so the reason why I kind of paused when she asked about the pediatrician is, and it's the reason why I started Christy-Faith's list, is because we are now in a pretty tense situation sometimes when we are walking into doctors' offices as homeschoolers. Tell me in here on this live if you have ever been profiled for being a homeschooler, meaning you were asked questions that probably wouldn't have been asked if you were someone else. Maybe a service provider turned on your kid and started drilling them with questions that they would not have asked a typically schooled child. I want to know if you've ever felt uncomfortable in service providers' offices, because this is a form of discrimination and homeschoolers have kind of been quiet about it. And I got sick of it because, I'm not really quiet about the things that piss me off. And so I had some friends who were in doctors' offices and then left and were scared for a week straight that CPS was going to come. No homeschooling parent should ever feel that way after leaving an office. So the reason why I paused and I said, has your service provider, your pediatrician made comments before? If they have made comments about homeschooling, I would reconsider pediatricians or ask yourself, how safe do I feel? And do I want to be the one that tries to change their mind about homeschooling? Because it's okay if you don't want to be, because you are busy, you have things to do, and you're trying to raise your kiddos. And you mentioned that you have a child who has ASD as well. So, yes.
She says, I'm a bit scared. He's made comments about traditional schools.
Yeah, so I would change pediatricians. Yes. we have a list. It's called Christy-Faith's list, and service providers can sign up for free and be on the list, and they sign a little agreement that they won't discriminate against us. They'll stay in their lane. A lot of them just love homeschoolers or are homeschoolers themselves, and I love finding those pediatricians who, whether either they homeschooled their own kiddos or homeschool their own kiddos, or just love homeschoolers and they see it and they get it. That's why Christy-Faith's list exists, so that we can support with our resources, our money, the people who support us as well. And when it comes to the safety of our families, people can be extremely irresponsible, and it's frightening, and it's just not okay with me. So there you have it. My view on pediatricians.
This is the follow-up on the family issue, having trouble with family.
Okay.
It's not biblical not to honor parents or forgive others. Colossians 3.
The follow-up comment on...
Because she's not visiting family right now because of...
Oh, that's what they're telling her? Or...
Somebody said they weren't visiting family anymore because
Yeah.
of the harsh comments.
Yes.
And then she says, well, it's not biblical not to honor parents or forgive others. Colossians 3.
Oh, I'm confused who said that. But I can just make a general comment because I don't know who said what.
Yeah.
They're not fighting in the comments, are they?
No.
Okay. Okay.
They're responding to how to handle that.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. And so we go into, because anyway, if you guys go to my comment section, it does happen. So, and it has happened on lives as well. But now I'm seeing the picture that this is just a discussion. So yes, here's the thing about when we are in the realm of narcissistic abuse. These are things like gaslighting, silent treatment, triangulation. Those are just 3. We go into more on the episode. That is when that person is so unhealthy and so toxic that you have to set boundaries. And setting boundaries is not being mean. Setting boundaries doesn't mean that you don't forgive them, that you don't love them. In fact, I believe that setting boundaries is actually an act of love, because it is actually an effort to keep a relationship with that person rather than having to cut them out. Now, at times, it can be so bad and so abusive that you do have to alienate yourself and cut people off. That is absolutely necessary at times. And in the episode, that's why we did like low, medium, severe in the podcast episode. It's not coming out this Wednesday. It's coming out next Wednesday. And we talk about this and that scale and when to do what, because Denise was in situations where she did have to shh. And then Marnie and I have really just been in situations where there were snide remarks or people made us feel uncomfortable, or there was just that one random uncle who's never usually there but was there and was mean, and so how to handle those particular situations. I think you'll find that episode really encouraging. So also, this is stuff we help you through in Thrive. If you feel like you need support in your homeschooling, emotional support, academic support, if you have a child with special needs and you're not quite sure if you're doing the right thing, if you're a mama who's worried, am I doing enough? Or am I doing too much? We get both of those. We're never just happy, but that's because we're so hard on ourselves. This is why I created Thrive Homeschool Community. Please check it out, but don't join, because the Black Friday sale is starting Wednesday. So check it out tonight, but please don't join tonight. What you should join tonight is my mailing list, because that's where you're going to get the link to join Thrive for the Black Friday sale. So let me know in the comments if you are checking out the Thrive page. Yeah, so someone just asked, did you look at the college support one? Yeah, he has a thumbs up. Yeah, we have an office hours in there every month just for moms of teens. And we have a woman coming to teach a master class in January on high school transcripts for college. So yes, we absolutely support you to the end. I am a huge believer in homeschooling all the way through 12th grade. And I will stop at nothing to support parents who want to homeschool their high schoolers. I think it's a fantastic 4 years that they will thank you for forever. So yes, we do support you in Thrive as well with that. Have we been on an hour? Do I need to talk about the sponsor?
Yes.
Okay, so don't leave. We're going to still get to your questions. Have your questions roll in. But the reason why I'm able to be here tonight is because someone else paid for my time, and that is CTC Math. CTC Math is a fantastic math program that does all of the teaching, grading, and testing for you. Yes, you heard that right. It is a homeschool math program. By the way, one that with superior academic excellence that does all of the teaching, grading, and testing for you. It is phenomenal. We use it ourselves. I am honored to have them both support these lives, and also they are a sponsor on my podcast. They make it me able to come to you and give you my time and give you free advice on their dime, which is absolutely amazing. And they love the relationship as well. Who in here uses CTC Math? I'd love to hear your feedback. By the way, they just up-leveled CTC, and now all of the solutions are on the problems. It was a big, big undertaking for them. It actually took them years, but they really are always listening to us and up-leveling their program, and it always was good, and now it's even better. So please check out CTC Math. It's absolutely phenomenal. A great math program. Yeah.
Madison says, I'd love to try CTC. We use master books right now, but in 5th grade and above, I want to try CTC.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I recall, Masterbooks is more of a spiral approach, and there's nothing wrong with that, but my preference is a mastery-based approach to teaching math with spiral review. So definitely check out CTC Math. They give you a free trial. If you get on my mailing list, there's a special coupon that comes out. So then you can click on that and get it. They give a really good homeschool deal, or you can just go right now and start the free trial. There's really you're not risking anything. There's nothing to lose. The other great thing is if you kind of want to try it out, you're not, like maybe you with Masterbooks, you're not necessarily unhappy with Masterbooks. You're not ready to make a change, but you kind of want to see it before. Use it as a tutor. A lot of people use CTC Math as a tutor, kind of just to fill in gaps, get familiar with the program. They have these diagnostic tests where you can see how your kids are doing in specific areas and see what skills that need to be shored up. So I would recommend that. And then maybe you can stay with what you're doing and just use it as a math tutor, or you can make the change in January. So you really have nothing to lose. It's a fantastic program all the way through calculus, K to calculus. All right. I want to know if any moms are struggling. I don't want to leave anybody who maybe is struggling listening right now and they're too scared to make a comment. You don't know what to do. Maybe homeschooling is feeling really hard right now. Maybe you're going through something, a trial, or it's just a rough patch. Maybe you've experienced loss and it's hard getting through your homeschooling days. I want to encourage you to email me. If you're not comfortable, these are public platforms. If you're not comfortable and you need help, I am personally asking you right now, please reach out to me privately for help. It's hello@christy-faith.com, and we will get you the resources and the help to our best ability that you need. Yes, another question.
Stellar Texas Doll. I just started with my kids this semester. First year unschooling from public to homeschool.
Okay.
How do you feel about Carson DeLosa curriculum and Spectrum?
Well, Spectrum is the workbooks. I don't know what Carson is. Do you know, babe? Yeah. I don't know what that is. But why don't you email me with links to these two, and someone will check it out for you. It's very rare that someone brings a curriculum to my attention that I don't know. So, yeah.
Sarah says, do you think it'd be transition well from a middle schooler coming from the good and the beautiful to CTC, I think?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Alma, I'm struggling with my 6th grader math.
6th grader math.
Focus and try to do math her own way.
Yes. I would definitely try CTC math. You might need to sit with her in the beginning. So all of my kids do CTC a little bit differently. One of my learners who has math anxiety and some math trauma, what has worked really well for her is we have her watch the video all the way through. The videos are 5 minutes. They're not long. The lessons are short and sweet. We have her watch the video through all the way, just observing, not doing anything yet. Then we have her go back, watch the video again, stop at every problem, do the problem, then hit play. So then she's stopping quite a few times on her second viewing of the video. And she has to do those two things before she starts the practice problems. That technique with CTC has been a game changer for us. If you have kiddos that struggle with math at all, and you are using CTC math, I'm curious if you do that too and how you guys do CTC math. Yes.
Midlife motherhood. She has teens that family members are wanting us to put the kids back in traditional school, and I don't want to.
No.
Teens.
Yeah.
I need resources to prove they're prepared for college.
Who's asking for the resources to prove they're prepared for college? Her family?
I think she's trying to prove it to them.
Oh.
Midlife motherhood on
Okay. Yeah. So, will you email us? Please email. I have you know what? There's a podcast in the queue that is airing. When is Lannisser airing? I saw it the other day in the queue. Because, the way we do podcasts is we film a bunch and then schedule them. I have a podcast coming out. I have a master class on this in January in Thrive. We also have office hours just for teens in Thrive once a month. And then you can also DM me and you can DM Marnie and Denise. Marnie and Denise have kids who are grown and they homeschooled them all of the way. So we can absolutely help you. So take a look at Thrive. Email me. You guys, don't join Thrive tonight, though, because our Black Friday sale starts Wednesday. So you will be paying too much if you join today. But check it out and you can decide if it's for you or not today, and then just wait a couple of days and get on my email list, because then you'll get the alerts of when it goes live. So we have the masterclass this Wednesday night. Any other questions tonight on Thrive? Was anybody struggling and is going to email me? I really want to know. You guys, the reason why I even do this, the lights, the phone, all literally is for Thrive. It's for Thrive, because homeschooling is not easy, and doing it well is really hard. And we are making a lot of sacrifices, and it's very countercultural. And I know what it takes to do it well, and I know it is not easy, and I needed to, it's in my soul, I had to create a space where we could help you and help you do it well, and to know without a shadow of a doubt that you are doing this and you are giving your kids exactly what they need now, and you're preparing them for a bright future. But the third thing, so 3 things. 1, I said, giving your kids what they need now. 2, preparing them for a bright future, whatever that is. But number 3 is I want you to love this life. I really, really deep in my heart want you to love it, because it's amazing and your kids are amazing. And I want them to have great childhoods, and you're going to be happy as a mom when you know you're giving them an amazing childhood. So that is, that's my mission. That's why I do these lives. That's why we have the podcast. That's why I bring in corporate sponsors. It's all so that I can do Thrive, which is my heart and soul. Yes.
Madison asked, do you have any moms who are working homeschooling moms in your group? I know you are.
Yes.
Kendra, Sarah, Kimberly, all
answered for me. Do I need to answer? Yeah. So I can maybe on the other platforms. Yes. So within Thrive, we have something called the Working Moms Mastermind. It's a subgroup that you join, and we have Zooms every month, and those are really fantastic Zooms. I love that group. We also have a group in there for homeschooling only children. We don't love the word only. We prefer the word singleton, but I use the word only because it's just easy to connect what that means. Often when people hear the word singleton, they have to like think twice. So, so if you are homeschooling a singleton child, we have a group in there for you as well. We have a pretty boppin' book club in there where they rotate fiction, nonfiction, and that's fantastic as well. So yes.
Yeah, on a follow-up to that, she says, I work 4 days a week running my own business.
Yeah.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot, girl. You will find your people. You absolutely will.
Diana says, my 7-year-old reads really advanced books for her age, and she is able to summarize them for me, but she can't spell many basic words. I heard you mention something regarding this at the beginning. Could you clarify if you're covering that topic in the masterclass?
Yes. Yes.
If so, can you provide a link for the masterclass?
Yes. So that is exactly what Sydney is going to be talking about in the masterclass this coming Wednesday. So 2 days from now, Wednesday night. And because a lot of kiddos are great readers, but there is something going on with their phonological awareness that there is a disconnect and they aren't able to spell. It's more common than you think. It's also pretty common for spelling to be a little bit behind reading as well. And she's going to help everyone who's attending the masterclass figure out, okay, am I within the realm of normal and I just keep doing what I'm doing? Or do I need to make a change? Or am I at the point where I actually need some intervention? She is going to be answering all those questions on Wednesday night. There is not a link to the masterclass publicly because the masterclass is for Thrive members only. So you would have to join Thrive. And then once you're in Thrive, then all the links are there. It's not a Facebook group, by the way. It's on a private network. Yes.
Chloe says, I'm the same. I work from home and I have a busy therapy schedule for my daughter on the spectrum.
Yes. Yes. I would love to see you and meet you on the Zooms for the Working Moms Mastermind, because we talk about how to juggle this. And at times we have to make different decisions than moms who do not work and are not breadwinners. We have to make different curricular decisions sometimes, decisions with our time, sacrifices. Sometimes our kids can't do what the other kids can do because of our schedules. So we talk about all that. So if you are a working mom who is also homeschooling, I invite you to join Thrive and then to join the subgroup in Thrive. It doesn't cost any extra money. They're like little clubs within the larger club. And I'm sure you'll get a lot of encouragement. We have Erin here tonight. She is the glue behind the Working Moms Mastermind. She may have had to go. We were Voxering earlier.
Cashball 10. For those thinking about Thrive, just do it. It's great.
Oh, who said that?
Cashball 10.
Oh, I don't even know who Cash Mall 10 is.
Sharon Fisher.
That's so sweet.
On the mailing list.
Sharon! Wait, where is she? Which platform?
She's on Facebook.
Sharon! Can you see what I got today? Wait. Can you point? Look! And I gotta tell you, Sharon, that my girls... What?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, Cashmall's Kara.
Oh, Kara! Yay! I know you guys, I don't know your usernames. But anyway, Sharon, BJU Press, who also sponsors my podcast and they sponsor lives like this, they sent me like a swag box. Look at that. And this is keeping my coffee warmer because of the swoop in. Uh-oh, I don't want to go away on TikTok. Anyway, I feel like TikTok goes dark like that when I've been on an hour. What are your last questions before I leave tonight?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, there it is. So throw in your questions before I have to go. If you have any. And remember, if you are struggling with anything, I invite you to email me. We will definitely help you and get you where you need to be, provide resources for you, direct you to places. Even if it's not Thrive, even if it's not, we're not going to reply to you trying to sell us our stuff. We really genuinely want to help you. So, oh my goodness, these earrings are Kendra Scott. And they are at least 4 years old. So they wouldn't be in the stores right now. But you know how if you get on their mailing list on your birthday, you get half off an item? This was one year that I got these. Because, you know, the bigger the earring at Kendra Scott, the more expensive. So I had my eye on these and I waited till my birthday month and I got these half off. And I do love them. I really do love these earrings. I wear them often. Okay, so that's all for tonight, everybody. I love you, love you, love you. Make sure to email if you have any questions, and we will see you next time, okay? Hugs and kisses. Love you guys.